and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe niile Chukwu okike abịa onye na-efuwe n'aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị n'ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebe dị ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. Iwe nye anyị ndụ ala nke dị n'uwedo n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọbụla ya ka ike niile na ọ gbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee eziokwu mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye na Chineke na ihe ndị kwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbagba ebe niile dị iche iche onye na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na ọtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị. Ise ise ise.
Hello, and thank you for joining us this morning, afternoon, and night, depending on where you are listening to us from. Welcome to Sunrise on Radio Biafra 102.1 FM. Excuse me for that. My name is Sochima Mbanali. This is an absolute pleasure to be with you this morning on Radio Biafra London. And this is Sunrise. Here we seek to conscientize, to motivate, and to entertain you. Once more, I welcome you. I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 holy,
yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the savior of the people of Biafra. And I begin this morning by joining my voice in calling for the Nigeria government to obey the ruling of their own courts and the ruling of international courts of competent jurisdiction by releasing the leader of the Biafran people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is currently in the dungeon of the Nigeria Secret Service, known as DSS, in Abuja. It was on the 19th of June 2021 that the Nigeria government connived and carried out the shameful and shocking act of extraordinary rendition, also known as international kidnapping. They restricted and tortured him for 8 days at a private location in Kenya before smuggling him into Nigeria. Despite the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention, which on July 20, 2022 declared that the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in violation of international human rights covenants, and ordered his immediate and unconditional release, the Nigerian government has continued to snub this instruction. They have also refused to obey the orders of various courts of competent jurisdiction that discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But they have continued to subject him to immense torture since 2021, inflicting severe physical and psychological pain on the leader of the Biafran people. Now, the story of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the story of an honest man who saw Nigeria for exactly what it is. And he did not just sit back, he ensured that he created awareness about the hellhole that the contraption is and the hellhole it is descending into. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a Biafran-born activist who has been very actively involved in advocating for the rights of the Biafran people who are forcefully trapped in the zoo called Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, which seeks self-determination through a United Nations supervised referendum for the Biafran people. He is also the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra TV. Now, the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his continued torture by the Nigerian government clearly confirms the accusations of various sectors of Nigeria, especially the Biafran people, that we are being subjugated, that we are being dehumanized by the Nigerian system. Of course, there are thousands of Biafrans scattered all over different Nigeria government dungeons, and their only crime is to be born Biafran. To be born Biafran, but forced into the union called Nigeria by the British government. Hence, these activities, these actions, the abduction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the rest of them, the events that we see around us, they have solidified the saying that the continued existence of Nigeria is a crime against humanity. It's a crime against humanity. Therefore, this morning, I call on the international community and I call on every lover of freedom And I call on Nigeria government once more to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any crime known to law. Why is the Nigeria government keeping an innocent man? The troubles that Nigeria government is subjecting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not begin today. As far back as 2015, Nigeria government abducted this innocent man from Lagos. They put him in their jail. They put him in their prison. This is despite Nigeria court giving a bail to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Nigeria government rejected to release him. This was as far back as 2015. But eventually they released him in 2017, only for them to try to assassinate him just days before he was due to appear before the court, before the same Nigerian court. Nigeria government could not wait until their court day in order to press on their charges, in order to press on their ideas. They went to his house in September of 2017 in order to assassinate this man. This assassination attempt by the Nigeria government left at least 27 people dead. The Nigeria government massacred 27 men and women at his home. The Nigeria government massacred anything that they could. Anything that they could. And this includes dogs even. The family dog wasn't spared, as the family dog was massacred by Nigeria government. Clearly what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been saying about Nigeria is true. Clearly what Biafrans believe about Nigeria is true. Nigeria, the continuation of it, the continued existence of this place is a crime against humanity. Is a crime against humanity. Once more, I welcome you to this program. Once more, I thank you for being part of this program this morning. I say thank you very much for being part of this program once more. We are streaming on various platforms. Of course, you know you can join us by going to your transistor radio and tuning into 102.1 FM. 102.1 FM on your transistor radio from anywhere in Biafra land. You can also download any of our apps. You can download IPOB Community Radio from any of your app store, or you can download Radio Biafra app, Radio Biafra, from your app store. You can just go and search for these apps. We are also streaming live on Facebook. We are streaming live on Radio Biafra and Radio Biafra Motherland. These are Facebook pages that we are streaming this gospel live on. Therefore, you can share this program with your friends. You can share this program in your community. There is no reason why you cannot join us. You can also listen to us by going to our website, which is www.ipob.org or www.radiobiafra.co, and you will be able to listen to this program. Do not forget to follow us on Facebook. Do not forget to like and follow us on Facebook. This morning, I as we begin our day, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you this question, which is, which society do you prefer? Which one do you prefer? Because the Nigerian society, the society that has been produced and called Nigeria, it is a big lesson for all of us in order for us to really ask serious questions, to really ask questions that that are not easy. Do you prefer a society that is built on luck, or a society that is built through effort? So I'm asking, what society do you prefer? A society built on luck, or a society built on effort? And that is my question to you this morning. I'm asking you, what type of society do you prefer? One built on luck, or one built on effort? The effort of the people. It is the same as asking you, do you prefer a society built on superstition, or do you prefer one that is built on facts? And I don't think you can have both of them at the same time, because these are two opposing factors. One is at one end of the pole, while the other is at the other end of the pole. You have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. Now, as we begin, there is this news I want to bring to you. I want to bring you good news this morning. And this next news tells us of somebody who chose effort over luck. This is a story of fact winning over superstition. Fact winning over superstition. So, in as much as this is this person's story, yours, what do you prefer? Do you prefer a society built on superstition, or the one built on fact? And this is Sports 247. It says, Emmanuel Emenike to unveil cutting-edge hospital in Owerri, transforming healthcare landscape. Now, this is according to Sports 247. Emmanuel Emenike to unveil cutting-edge hospital in Owerri, transforming healthcare landscape. Now, let me read this a bit, because this is good news. This is the type of news we want to be hearing, not where people are drinking olive oil, where people are being told that that they need to go get some calabash and do some sacrifices for their problems to be solved. The problem that they need to go to the hospital and have that sorted out. The same people who do the whatever process for them still go to the hospital in order to solve their own problem. They still go to the hospital when they need to solve their problem. They drive cars when they need to get from a point to the other. Driving, flying, aeroplanes. Some of them actually even own aeroplanes, flying from one place to the other. But when you have a problem, they want you to invoke superstition. They want you to invoke superstition. It says, in a groundbreaking move, former Nigeria footballer Emmanuel Emenike is set to revolutionize the healthcare landscape with the launch of his multi-billion naira venture, the Emmanuel Emenike Hospital in Owerri. This state-of-the-art healthcare facility is poised to redefine medical services in Owerri, offering world-class equipment and a team of highly skilled professionals in the field of medicine. Emenike's foray into the healthcare sector reflects a commitment to contributing to the improvement of healthcare services in the country. The Emmanuel Emenike Hospital aims to eliminate the need for Nigerians to seek medical treatment abroad, offering a facility of international standard right at home, which means people can come from all over Nigeria to Imo, to Owerri, in order to get the the medical treatment that they will get in different corners of the world, the kind of ones that they go to India for, the kind of treatments that they travel to different countries for. Now you don't need to go far, you don't need to spend so much money, you don't need to go through the rigmarole of getting your visas approved and all of that. You only go to Owerri and you will receive a service as wonderful as you would have received overseas that you would have gone to. It continues to say the Emmanuel Emenike Hospital aims to eliminate the need for Nigerians to seek medical treatment abroad, offering a facility of international standard right at home. The hospital is equipped with cutting-edge technology and staffed with medical experts providing a comprehensive range of services to address diverse healthcare needs. The announcement has garnered excitement among Nigerians as the prospect of having access to top-notch healthcare facilities within the country becomes a reality. The hospital's launch is expected to alleviate the burden of medical tourism, allowing citizens to receive world-class medical care with the need to travel without the need to travel abroad. Okay, Emmanuel Emenike, renowned for his accomplishment on the football field, is now making a significant impact off the pitch by investing in a sector critical to the well-being of the nation. Now, this writer acknowledges that this sector, the medical sector, is very, very instrumental in the proper development of Nigeria, in the proper development of the nation. And it is as a result of the failure of the government that people like Emmanuel Emenike are able to come in to provide this service. It is because the government has failed to provide affordable and world-class medical facility that not only caters for you, but caters for you free of charge to the standard of the world, to the best standard of the world. Because your government has failed in giving you the dividends of democracy. What democracy is supposed to offer you: proper medical facility, proper free medical facility of world standard. The money is there. The money is there. The resources in Nigeria are so much that the world is quiet towards the killing of people because of the resources. That lives have become not worth it. The resources are now worth way more than lives of the people. Now, this accomplishment, bringing such a hospital into the heartland of the Biafran people, this is a wonderful development. This is a very good and positive development. We are at a point where we are calling on everybody to come back home. We are calling on everyone to come back home and invest. Come back home and invest. Stop investing in another man's land. Stop investing your money in another man's land. Put your money where your mouth is. Go back to your home. When something happens at home, you can fight for it. You can fight and defend yourself, but not outside. Go back to your home. Go back to your home. Now let me finish this and then we go to the next. It says the hospital's launch is expected to alleviate the burden of medical tourism, allowing citizens to receive world-class medical care without the need to travel abroad. Emmanuel Emenike, renowned for his accomplishment on the football field, is now making a significant impact off the pitch by investing in a sector critical to the well-being of the nation. The hospital project underscores his commitment to contributing to the overall development of Nigeria, particularly in the crucial area of healthcare infrastructure. Okay. This is the write-up of these people, but this is bringing your investment home. This is what it is. As the Emmanuel Emenike Hospital prepares for its grand unveiling, it symbolizes a beacon of hope for improved healthcare accessibility and quality in Nigeria. The fusion of state-of-the-art facilities and skilled medical professionals is poised to set a new standard for healthcare institutions in the country, reflecting Emmanuel Emenike's vision for a healthier and more prosperous Nigeria. Okay, this is the end of it. I just needed to bring to you the attention that people forget where you are. You can be where you are and say, oh, nothing is happening. Really, things are happening. Things are happening, and it is a wonderful thing that Emmanuel Emenike did, bringing such an investment home, investing billions into his home. This is a wonderful thing, and we must applaud him for this. We must acknowledge such investments, and we must be able to also use it. It is not, this investment is not just for building to be there, and so that we say, oh, we are counting buildings, we are counting which one is the best, which one is not. No, this investment is for us to use, rather than you going overseas, rather than you going traveling to America for medical checkup. You just go to his facility and get your treatments. You just go to this world-class facility and get treated. And get treated. And get treated. So it's very commendable. I really commend him for this effort. Just like we are encouraging a lot of our people. Our people are billionaires. Our people are billionaires. But this is time for us to come back and make sure that we invest in our land, because if we do not, then nobody will. Nobody will. I mean, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started this investment without asking us to even invest. He started investing without asking us. He made the biggest investment, which is the investment in people. He invested in you. He invested in I. Started up this platform where we can sanitize and conscientize ourselves. Started up this process where we can be able to understand exactly what is happening around us. What is happening around us. And then not only that, he also set up the Eastern Security Network in order to safeguard our lives, in order to protect us against the Fulani terrorists who have been going around massacring, slaughtering people. What other investment can be more than that? And at this point, I want to thank the leadership of IPOB, the Directorate of States, led by Mazi Chike Doziem. I say a big thank you to all of you guys. Thank you guys very, very much. And at the same time, the men and women of Eastern Security Network. Wonderful people. I say a big thank you to all of you. Thank you and thank you and thank you. We cannot even thank you enough, that is for sure. We cannot thank you enough. And it is because we are able to set up such an infrastructure, such a system that IPOB is able to say to Nigerians, stand up against Fulani jihad threats. Because IPOB has been able to stand up against them. IPOB today is still standing up against their terrorism, and in that way we are emboldened to ask others to stand up for themselves. If you cannot stand up for yourself, how then will you be able to stand up for the next person? How then will you be able to stand up for your child? You understand what happened at Lekki Tollgate. People who, parents who already gave up, who did not stand up for themselves for a very long time. When their children died, they could not stand up for them. And this, what happened is not just restricted to Lekki Tollgate. This has been how Nigeria has been behaving. Nigerians, how Nigerians have been behaving. They have failed to protect themselves. They have failed to stand up for themselves. Therefore, when Nigerians are killed, how many of their parents, how many of their fathers, their mothers say, no, you cannot kill my child like an animal and expect me to sit back and do nothing. The Ohanes, they said to you, if you are slaughtered, do not worry, you get compensated. You get compensated. But even Ohanese said that before you kill the terrorists who have come to take over and kill you, that you must kill them first. You must kill. That is what one of their leaders said. So for so long we have had such leadership, we have had such people leading us. Now it is time for us to make waves, to show our children that you cannot allow terrorists to guide you and to push you into what is wrong and what is really a crime against humanity. Now let us listen to this news. This is from Whistler. This is what is happening in Nigeria today. Remember that the FCT minister Wike gave order that there shouldn't be herdsmen in Abuja. Now the herdsmen, they have ignored Wike's open grazing ban. They have totally ignored it. Now they move cows within Abuja city center without any apologies. They move it like they do not care, like what Wike is a nobody to them. Now let's listen to this news. Okay. Excuse me for that. Please, I do apologize for that. I will bring to you that later. But yeah, all over Nigeria, the menace is happening. There is no place that is safe. All over Nigeria, there is no place that is safe. Everywhere is in chaos. Everywhere is in tatters. Yesterday, I was reminded that one of the effects of chaos is forgetfulness. I was having a conversation with one of our mothers, and I was reminded about that one of the effects of chaos is forgetfulness, and also that one of the effects of chaos is the lack of communication skills. Okay, on the part of lack of communication skills, you have noticed how loud Nigerians are, right? You might anyway, you'll be wondering, how is it that people who are so loud yet have problems communicating? People who are so loud, I mean, the more you increase the volume should be, the more people should hear you, isn't it? But the case of Nigeria is, the more people are loud, the more they lack the skills to communicate effectively, because communication means that you speak and who you are speaking to will be able to understand. If the person doesn't understand, then you are not communicating. For instance, I am here and I'm talking to you, right? You are hearing me. If you do not understand me, then I am not communicating with you, right? So now in Nigeria, people are so loud, yet do not understand each other. You might not have noticed this until you might not notice the loudness of Nigeria. You might think, okay, this is just normal. Until you leave Nigeria, until you change that environment, you might not notice. Maybe if we have some time tomorrow, we'll have a conversation about our lack of communication skills, because sometimes I also default. Sometimes I go back to that Nigeria settings and I blank out. So I am struggling with that myself. I'm struggling with that myself sometimes. Communication is very important. The chaos in Nigeria is helping to create forgetfulness. That is why Nigerians easily forget. Nigerians easily forget. Now there is this story, this news that Fulani herdsmen killed 2 traditional rulers in Ekiti. That they killed 2 traditional rulers in Ekiti. It says the monarchs were said to be returning from a security meeting in Irele, Ekiti, in a vehicle being driven by one of their colleagues. And not only did they kill these 2 monarchs in Ekiti, they also recently, yesterday they abducted school children. Yesterday they abducted school children from the same Ekiti. Numerous number of children from Apostolic Faith Church were abducted in Emure local government, Ekiti state, by Fulani militia, Fulani herdsmen terrorists. And this was when the children were traveling from Emure Ekiti to Ekporo Ekiti in their school bus. So they knew that these are students before they even stopped the bus. And they abducted them. You can imagine your child being abducted by Fulani terrorists. These school children were ambushed and taken away after the murder of these 2 Yoruba monarchs that I had just mentioned. They were ambushed and taken away. I'm reading this just so you understand what is happening in Nigeria, so that you get to understand how grateful we should be towards the job that ESN is doing. Yes, we have had reports of attacks by the Fulani terrorists on our people, and this is where I stand when I'm calling for our people to learn to communicate properly, learn to communicate effectively. We have to give proper information. We have to avail ourselves of the opportunity of contributing towards the security of our land. Therefore, I'm calling on you to support Eastern Security Network. Support the ESN in whichever way that you can, in whichever way possible. You can go to our website, ipob.org. You can donate through the website at ipob.org, or you can find the nearest IPOB gathering center, and you can contribute via that meeting. So there are so many ways that you can contribute to ensuring that your land is free from terrorists. We already know ESN is doing an amazing job. They are the reason why we haven't been overrun, and it is very, very important that we even improve rather than to go back. So very soon, like yesterday, the lines, we had a conversation where the lines was opened and you were able to call in. So this morning too, the lines will be open shortly, and we will be able to have a conversation, especially about our forgetfulness. You find people who are rejected and who helped in ensuring that our people are, those who are guarding us, they reported the army for them to be captured. And today, such people are suffering such consequences, the consequences resulting to siding with the enemy against your own people, against your own self. That is like supporting your enemy to kill you. And we need to be encouraged to ensure our own protection. We need to be encouraged to ensure our own protection. And recently, people in Asaba have been called to rise up against the Fulani terrorism that they want to bring into Asaba. We have been called to understand that this time it doesn't matter what happened in the past. Do not let the massacre of Asaba to repeat itself. Our people must collectively rise up in order to prevent such things from happening. We must rise up collectively in order to prevent such from repeating. So briefly, I'm going to talk about the confusion, the forgetfulness, which is as a result of the chaos, as a result of the disorderly and confused environment in Nigeria. And there is absolutely no doubt that a disorderly and confused environment will always create people who do not know how to be anything else but disorderly and confused. There is no doubt that a disorderly environment will always create people who are disorderly and confused. A disorderly environment, a chaotic environment, will create people who forget easily. Because when you are confused, you can easily forget. You are in chaos. Your mind is in chaos, is in 1,000 places. You can easily forget. And Nigerians are known to be easily forgetful. Nigerians are known to be easily forgetful. Nigerians may have forgotten the great love between the Yoruba elite and the Fulani elite, but I have not forgotten. Today the Yorubas are dying, they are killing them because of the relationship that their elites and the Fulanis are having. It is like forgetting the romance between Wike and Tambuwal. How can I forget such a romance? Today Wike is giving instruction in Abuja, saying there is no cattle rearing, open grazing and all of that, and they're telling him you don't have any power against us, you don't have any power over us. I mean, you are our boy. I mean, Tambuwal is in charge of you. He's in charge of you, so you don't have anything to say. And we see that happening. How can I forget that? How can such a thing happening now make me? How can I forget what led to it? That Wike doesn't have any power in Abuja. He can't even protect himself. He can't even protect the people, his own people. How can I forget? I cannot forget because IPOB has liberated me from the Nigerian chaos. I cannot forget. So now, how can I forget that Tinubu, the elites of the Yoruba extraction and the elites of the Fulanis, they have a relationship that has been working for them? Is it because of this chaos that they are creating here and there that I'm supposed to forget? No. I can't forget. I can't forget how Tinubu said, I quote, Yoruba and Fulani are one. Tinubu said it, that Yoruba and Fulani are one. And today, Tinubu is implementing the Fulani agenda. Today, as we speak right now, Tinubu is implementing the Fulani agenda in Nigeria. As we speak today, we heard here on the radio severally about the Fulani agenda from a leaked telephone conversation of Kunle and Alahaji. we heard it here. We heard the devices that they were planning for the Biafran people, where Kunle, a Yoruba man, clearly played. He clearly his part was simply playing to the pleasure of Alhaji, the Fulani man. So that is the type of relationship that they have. One where a Yoruba man is playing to the pleasure of the Fulani man. One where the Yoruba man is subservient to the Fulani man. In this leaked audio, they spoke about the economic emasculation of the Biafran people. And today, Tinubu is seriously implementing it. What does this show you? This clearly shows that you cannot mistake them to be separate. It clearly shows that they are one, like they said, like Tinubu said, they are one. Tinubu is today destroying the economy, trying to destroy the economy of the Biafran people. Your businesses are being brought down, burnt, and then demolished. Burnt and demolished. Your houses are knocked down and the land taken away from you without any sort of compensation, without prior warning. Without prior warning. Do you think, with all of this happening, economic emasculation of Biafrans, do you think it is not going to get to other points? Remember that they practiced 1967 to 1970. Remember that they did all of this. They emasculated us economically. They tried to emasculate us in several ways, even socially. They were bombing hospitals. They were bombing marketplaces. They were bombing Nigeria government. Nigeria terrorist government was bombing hospitals. They were bombing different facilities for civilians. They the same thing they are doing today, where they do not face civilians head on. They do not face the army head on. Rather, they go and target civilians. The same thing is what they did 1967 to 1970, and it was a joint venture between the Fulanis and the Yorubas. They were part and parcel of this. It was a venture that Nigerians gathered together, the Northerners, the Middle Belters, the North, and what have you, against the Biafran people. And today, the Yoruba relationship is tightening that belt, going the same direction. Yes, we are hearing individual and some independent voices coming out saying we do not want that kind of thing to continue, especially from the Middle Belt, who are saying we are being killed, who are saying that they are being killed. But I doubt that if Biafran properties are being destroyed anywhere else, like it is being destroyed in Lagos now, that you still hear people from that locals shout out and say enough. I doubt you will hear leaders from such places come out on the radio, come out on the TV, campaign for Biafrans and say, no, you cannot destroy our relationship with these people to please the Fulanis. And today, children are being abducted from Yoruba land. Today, as we speak, children from Ekiti State are missing. Today, children are missing. And okay, let me quickly find let me quickly find that news from I think it was Sahara Reporters. I think it was Sahara Reporters, where he said that the Yorubas and Fulanis are one. Tinubu, I'm trying to find it so I can read it to you. How can I forget easily when even today, the same thing is happening, the same instruction that they were given to emasculate Biafrans, it's happening. It's happening. Today it is happening. I'm trying to find this news. Please do forgive me. I'm trying to find it online so I can read it to you. It's unfortunate that I'm finding it hard to see this particular news, but I'll bring it to you. I'll bring it to you before the end of this program. I'll bring this news to you, because this is what Tinubu said. He said Yoruba and Fulani are one. It was reported in Sahara Reporters. Tinubu says Nigerians react. So this is a relationship that Tinubu is propelling. This is a relationship that okay, let me read it from this side. This is a relationship that Tinubu is propelling, and what then are other people doing about it? This is from Sahara Reporters. Yoruba and Fulani are one, Tinubu says. This is from Sahara Reporters. He said he picked Kanu to prove that Yoruba and Fulani are one. This is according to Tinubu, and this is in Sahara Reporters. I just needed to see it so I can show it to you. But let us move on. Let me ask you, who do you think died in Ondo State at the hands of the Fulani terrorists recently? Who do you think died in Ondo State? Who do you think has been rendered homeless at Ibadan? Are they not Yorubas? Who do you think died from the bombing in Ibadan just a couple of days ago? It happened, bombing a couple of days ago in Ibadan. Who do you think died? Are they not Yorubas? Who is feeling the pinch of the economy in Abeokuta, in Ekiti, in Lagos even? Are they not Yorubas? Are they shielded from the heat of this the Yoruba man that is in charge of Nigeria, of the zoo? Are they shielded from that, from the effect of such a dastardly should I say I don't know the right word to say, but they are not shielded from it. They are experiencing the same thing that you in the north is experiencing. They are experiencing the same thing that you in the middle belt is experiencing. Excuse me. They are experiencing the same thing that you in perhaps the east is experiencing. Even more, even worse, they are experiencing the same thing. Now my question is, what is the relationship that Tinubu made with Shetima, the terrorist, benefited you as a Yoruba man, as a Yoruba woman? What has that relationship benefited you? What has it benefited? This is the same Tinubu that was accused of the Lekki Tollgate massacre, where Yoruba sons and daughters died, were massacred. where Yoruba sons and daughters was massacred. And that reminds me, you also remember that most of your children who were slaughtered that day are still missing. Most of this is no joke, this is serious. Most of your children, most of the children slaughtered on that day, the people slaughtered on that day, they are still missing, most of them, because that day their bodies were taken away. Their bodies, their corpses were taken away by the Nigerian army after killing them. They took their corpses away. Now, look at this to confirm what I just said. Let me read you this news from Channels TV. It says, leaked memo shows Lagos government approved 61 million naira for mass burial of 103 NSAS victim. This was last year, July 23rd, 2023. I don't even know what came of this. I don't know what came of this. Did you get the corpses of your children that were massacred by your president? He was implicated in this massacre. This is according to Channels TV. It says leaked memo shows Lagos government approved 61 million naira for mass burial of 103 NSAS victims. Now, even according to Guardian, you find it. Lagos confirms mass burial for 103 NSAS victims. And then they confirmed that these are NSAS victims, but they say that none came from Lekki Toll Gate, you see. So, if your son said to you, or your daughter said to you, or your parents said to you, I'm going to Lekki Toll Gate to protest, and since then you haven't seen them, and these people are telling you no, these people will want to bury are not from Lekki Toll Gate, how then are they going to give you the corpses? Are they there to give you the corpses? It means they are not there to give you the corpses. So now my question is, are they not victims just like every other Nigerian? Are they not victims just like every other Nigerian is? Of course, you are a victim just like every other Nigerian is. You are a victim. You've been victimized. You are still being victimized by the Nigerian state. You are still being victimized by the Nigerian state. Whether Tinubu is there or he is not there, you are still a victim of that system. It is time for us to understand that we must rise up together. When something is going wrong against the Igbos, against the Shekiris, against the Biafran people, against other people, you must speak up about it. I did not read about the happenings, the abductions in the Yoruba land simply because I don't have better news to read. No. Or simply because I don't have any other thing to read. No. I read it because these are also people. As I'm talking about the world hearing our voice, the world must also understand that everybody in Nigeria is going through the same thing. These are also people whose voice needs to be heard. This is why IPOB released a press release some time ago, a few days ago, saying that the indigenous peoples in Nigeria should stand up against Fulani Jihad threats. This is why that statement was made. This is why. I will be right back. As soon as I come back, we'll open up the line so that we can have a conversation. Are Nigerians forgetting about the things happening around us? Today, you find people thinking, oh, okay, perhaps this is the Fulanis fight doing their own thing and all of that, and oh, I'm a Yoruba, therefore I must support. But what is happening there is affecting you negatively, and whether it is your person that is there on top, whether or not, it is affecting you negatively. It is affecting you negatively, and you cannot forget that this man already said, I am one with this other people who are killing you. You cannot forget that easily. You must be reminded of it. You must remember of it. We'll come back and then we'll have a conversation. Thank you.
Holy, 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 another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 holy,
There is no denying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the savior of the Nigerian people, not just Biafran people, but the Nigerian people. There is no doubt that he is sent to save the Nigerian people. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is currently in the DSS dungeon. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted by Nigeria government from Kenya in 2021. June 19, 2021, Nigeria government, they colluded with their Kenyan counterpart, and they abducted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from his location. Abducted this innocent man from his location. They kept him for 8 days, torturing him for 8 days. After which they brought him into Nigeria through the process of extraordinary rendition. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in the DSS dungeon as we speak today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in the DSS dungeon as we speak today. We are calling on Nigeria government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Look at the insecurity that is ravaging Nigeria. Nigeria should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nothing must happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria government is showing that the terrorism happening in Nigeria is their own deliberate making. It is their making. It is their own making. Before I open up the line, I want to quickly read this from Icons News. It says, by constitutional dictates, willfully withholding the Supreme Court CTC is an act of terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu IPOB. So I needed to read this once more because you understand that Nigeria government, after the judgment in December 15, very ridiculous judgment, if I must say, of which information came out that judges disagreed on the verdict and what was read by the Supreme Court, right? And therefore, because of that, they withheld the CTC. They withheld it for a long time, which is an act of terrorism. And this is how Nigeria operates. This is how do you take a man from it took Nigeria 3 years to try a man that they went to Kenya to abduct. They were in such a hurry to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in from Kenya that they abducted him. They did not take him through the process of their court. And then they said, no, we brought him in so that he will face court. The same court you ignored when you brought him in. The same court you ignored before you brought him in. And then you brought him in, you now realize that you have a court. Which is the reason why your own court said, take him back to where you got him from. Because you cannot put something on nothing. If I'm using the description of our lawyer, where he said you cannot put something on nothing. You can't build on nothing. Which makes sense. I'm not a legal practitioner, but it does make sense that you cannot abduct somebody only to now bring them to the court. Why didn't you go through the normal process of going to obtain an arrest warrant or whatever, and then getting the government of that place to either arrest or call him in for questioning? Or you don't even need to do all of that. You just open up your case, you there, and let it go through the extradition process. Let it go through the court. Let the court now give you the power to now bring this man into your country. But no, Nigeria government did not do that. They just abducted this man. The way that everything in Nigeria has been turned upside down, that is how they exported terrorism to Kenya. And Kenya government can try to deny. They can try their best to deny, but I don't think Nigeria would have operated in Kenya without Kenya government knowing about it. And today, this is what is wrong with Africa. Africans would rather subjugate each other rather than encourage and help in the development of their fellow brother. Which makes me wonder exactly. Look at the Fulanis. They claim that they are Arabs, but they are here trying to get land in Africa. Is Africa an Arab land? Is Africa an Arab land? Which also makes me wonder, all of these people we are calling brothers, are we all brothers? Are we all one? Go to Nigeria, for instance. When you leave Nigeria and you travel overseas, you go somewhere else, when you see a fellow Nigerian, you identify as brother. But are we all brothers, really? We say we are brothers, we are one, we are from the same place. When we behave differently, we act differently. We are the ones killing each other. We are the ones killing each other. The same way that black people were used during slavery, the same way black people were used during colonization, it is still what is happening now. We are still the ones that are subjugating ourselves. Still subjugating ourselves. I don't even understand the rationale, honestly. I do not understand the rationale, the reasoning behind that. And today, we are all paying the price for it. Today, we are all paying the price for it. Please give me a few minutes. I will be back before I open up the line.
Another Savior, holy, 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 another Savior, another Savior, holy, 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 holy,